keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
What's up, everybody? It is Sunday, November 22nd, 2020. We in the week 11 of the National Football League. We're at week 11. NFL season just about, it's halfway through, man. I mean, we still got the playoffs to come up in January, but, the regular season is halfway through. You know what? It's late. It's like 11:41 Eastern time, AM, where I'm at. It's been a long morning, It's been a long night. Just want to tell you guys what I was doing. I was trying to get that PS5, man. And I think I secured the bag, man. I'm just waiting on, to hear back from Best Buy. But, special shout outs, man, to these guys that, helped, me out with, securing one of these game consoles. So shout out to Jake Randall on Twitter. His handle is Jake_Randall_YT. Shout out to Delayed Meter. Shout out to Cheeto Gaming YT. Shout out to Linus Wilson. Shout out to Wario 64. And shout out to Real Pab Games. These group of fellas, man, they helped me, with the search and different places, man. I've been a wreck for about a couple weeks, y'all. Just trying to look for this. I ain't really been focused on too much of nothing. I sat there and I was like, well, maybe I'll wait until January to go get one. But, as you keep my competitive spirit came out, man, when I was like, all right, well, so the more I got close from Walmart, jerking me when I got it in my cart and tried to check out, and they wouldn't let me check out. But it's so I kept trying, man, and numerous times on that Sony website, the direct PlayStation. Then finally this morning, man, I ain't really have any sleep. I'm on about maybe 3 hours of sleep in total, so hopefully I don't fall asleep during these games this afternoon. But I think I secured the bag, man. So, shout out to those guys, and thank you guys very much. All right, man, let's get into week 11, man, National Football League with these picks. We started off on Thursday Night Football. If you guys caught me on Instagram, I had the Seahawks beating the Cardinals, and they did come through and deliver. So we start off the week with a W. Last week we went 8-6, so that gives me a season total of 91-55-1. Yeah, I think this is nine. I think it's 9. It's 91. Should be 91. Yeah, about 91. 54-1. I'm miscounting. I'm sorry, guys. All right, let's get into it, man. Also, man, look, I apologize to New England Patriots. Look, I had you guys losing. I am a Patriots fan, but I had you guys losing just like the rest. The rest of the country had y'all losing too on Monday Night Football. On Sunday Night Football, man. But that was a heck of a game, heck of a performance from these guys. Let's see what they do today against the Texans. But let's start off over at FedEx Field, Landover, Maryland. Just a couple, about 2 hours away from me where I'm at, where we have the 2-6-1 Cincinnati Bengals coming into town to take on the 2-7 Washington football team. This here, man, you know what? You're going to have the top two players of this year's draft playing against each other, and Chase Young and also Jake Burrows. So let's see if Chase Young can put the heat on him. The thing about Chase Young is, he only had one sack and, one QB hit in the last 6 games. So he's about due, for a game today. But I like, Joe Burrow, man. You know what I mean? Like this dude is good, man. And what they're doing down there in Cincinnati, man, they are a young up and coming team, man. They have a little bit of growing pains right now, but and so is Washington, man. Washington is not that good, for the fact, that whole division, that whole NFC East division is pretty terrible. But for this game, man, Montez Sweat and Chase Young, are the anchors of this Washington pass rush. But, in recent weeks, it hasn't been really that dominant. So I'm leaning towards the Bengals in this one. Give me a score of 24-21 over Washington. Moving down, next up, we got the going to Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, where we have the 3-6 Atlanta Falcons coming into town to take on the 7-2 New Orleans Saints. I'm quite sure you guys all know about, the news with Drew Brees. He will be out today. Taysom Hill gets the start. I know there's a lot of, just looking at different social media posts and things like that, people thinking it should have been Jameis Winston, but they kind of, paid Taysom Hill to be in this spot. Like he's getting paid pretty much a good piece of change to be the solid number 2 quarterback. Of course, if things don't go well, we might see James today. But Taysom going to have can guard Mike out there with him. Michael Thomas. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal for them today to take care of the Falcons. I think it's going to be a close game though. But I do like this Saints defense, and Taysom Hill's going to rely heavily on Alvin Kamara, which I'll probably go put him into my starting lineup for DraftKings after I get done this right here. Calvin really is back for the Falcons, and the Falcons are doing pretty well under Raheem Morris. So I mean, it's a toss. I mean, they're missing their quarterback in Drew Brees, but we do see Taysom Hill in a lot of packages every week for the Saints. But I think today is the day that Taysom Hill gets to showcase that he is actually a franchise quarterback, and he will deliver today. I'm picking the Saints 33-27 over the Falcons. Moving on to TIAA Bank Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida, where we have the 9-0, the only undefeated team left in the National Football League, the Pittsburgh Steelers, coming into town to take on the 1-8 Jacksonville Jaguars. Do I really need to say anything more? The Jags defense has gotten a little bit better. They did keep things close about a week ago against Green Bay. Ruined a couple dollars for a lot of people with these betting picks. But you have this with this defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers coming in town, led by defensive player of the year, your candidate TJ Watt. So I like this Steelers defense. Offensively, the Steelers, those wide receivers, the running back play. I like them too much to pick against them, especially against the Jaguars, who really are not that good. But the Jaguars might make it interesting a little bit. But I think Pittsburgh ended up breaking it open like midway through the third quarter, going into the fourth to close up the show. I'm taking Pittsburgh, man, 30-17. Next up, we're going to NRG Stadium in Houston, where we have the 4-5 New England Patriots coming into town, take on the 2-7 Houston Texans. Put it like this, man. Like I said, I apologize to the Patriots for last week. Like, I should have went with my homerism and been like, the Patriots are going to win no matter what. But just using my common sense, like I did, a couple of other weeks. I'm like, I can't just keep picking them based on, I'm just being like a fan. So looking at this game right here, it's going to come down to New England's rushing attack, which it does every single week. But they're going to need some solid defensive play, kind of similar to what they did to Baltimore, even though in this situation, it's not going to be the same because they had the weather, element that helped them out a lot against the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to contain Deshaun Watson, and this guy can beat you with his legs and also his arm. But looking on New England side, Damian Harris has been running the ball well. They do get Sony Michel back. I want to see how they're going to implement Sony back into the game where you see Damian Harris has been, basically the absolute this dude has been like the old cowbell, over the past couple of weeks. Do they slow down Harris to put back in Michelle, or do Michelle see, reduce reps, as he is coming back? But this right here, man, the Texans' run defense is ranked last, so I expect to see a nice game out of Cam Newton with his legs. I expect him to get at least like a touchdown, maybe even 2. But I expect this New England run game to be on and, popping for this game right here. So I'm going to pick the Patriots 27-23 over the Houston Texans. Moving on to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, where we have the 3-5-1 Philadelphia Eagles coming into town to take on the 6-3 Cleveland Browns. The Browns are without Myles Garrett, which is huge for them, getting after Carson Wentz. But I think they do have enough, like rush to actually get after Wentz. Wentz hasn't been playing his best football this season. Bright spot on that offense is Miles Sanders. But we're looking at this. They lost last week by 10 to the Giants. I think the Eagles are, just like spurling, man. Like health, like health wise, they couldn't keep guys healthy, and that's really hurting them. And then you got this Browns offense coming in with that 1-2 punch of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I think it's gonna be a long day for Philadelphia, man. Give me the Browns 24-20. Moving on to Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, where we have the 4-5 Detroit Lions coming into town, taking on the 3-7 Carolina Panthers. This game right here, man, Teddy Bridgewater, he's not going to get the start today. They're starting quarterback's gonna be PJ Walker. He will be active, so if things go terrible, you might see Teddy Bridgewater in this game. But Christian McCaffrey's also out for the Panthers, so that's huge too. I'm gonna run with the Lions in this one. I just think, just like, Matt Stafford returned back to practice, after his little thumb injury. It's still questionable about, Kenny Golladay, but I think, the Lions are going to win outright. Give me the Lions 30-23 over the Panthers. I just think, no Teddy Bridgewater, no McCaffrey. It's gonna be rough out there for them. Moving on to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where we have the 6-3 Tennessee Titans coming in town to take on the 6-3 Baltimore Ravens. Basically, this is a must-win for both of these teams, man. They're without Calais Campbell to go up against that rushing attack of Derrick Henry, but Baltimore got to get on track, man. It just seems like they can't really run the ball effectively no more over the past couple of weeks. Look like teams might have figured them out. Ryan Tannehill's playing pretty good as well. This right here, man, the Titans got an absolute good chance of winning this game. Like, I don't like for me personally, this might be another game I might change on the fly, man, but I just think the Ravens really need this W today to get over, especially in that division over there, with the Steelers being 9-0. Especially next week they're going to play Pittsburgh, on Sunday Night Football on Thanksgiving night. On Thursday Night Football on Thanksgiving night. But I'm just going to have to flip it, man. Like, I'm gonna keep the Ravens on paper, man. I'm gonna rock with the Ravens. I'm gonna rock with Lamar Jackson, man. I still believe in that. And in this man is still a dynamite quarterback. My main concern for Baltimore is containing that run game, because if we see what New England did to him last week, and then now you got Derrick Henry coming in, that's gonna spell trouble for these boys, man. So, you know what? I'm just gonna flip and just take the Titans, man. I have to flip it, man. I had the Ravens written down. I'm gonna take the Titans, man. After thinking about it, that run game, I'm gonna pick the Titans in this one, man. Close one though, 27-24. Moving on to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, where we have the 0-9 New York Jets taking on the 2-7 Chargers. Justin Herbert with the fresh haircut. You see that kid? Man, Nick Bosa probably gonna be back today. Not Nick, Joey. Sorry. This team is a different team without their key players. Chris Harris been missing, Bosa been missing, Austin Eckler been missing on the offensive end. The Jets, the Jets are terrible. But like. The Chargers would be a lot better if they were healthy. I'm just gonna put it like that. But I'm picking the Chargers in this one, man. 30-17 over the Jets. I ain't really got too much to say about that game. Let's moving on to Empire Field at Mile High Stadium in Denver, where we have the surprisingly 6-3 Miami Dolphins coming in with Tua to take on the 3-6 Denver Broncos. Believe that Drew Lock is back and he'll be playing today, but I just think Miami's defense and then what they do on offense, the mix of the run game, and Tua just needs to be careful with the ball. That's enough to get him through this one. I'm going to pick the Dolphins 24-17. Next up, we're going to U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where we have the 2-7 Dallas Cowboys taking on the 4-5 Minnesota Vikings. If the Cowboys happen to win today, they're still back in the mix for the division. Even if they lose and Philadelphia lose, it doesn't really matter. Like, the Giants are probably the team to beat in that division right now, and they look like the most complete team. But they're on a bye this week. But as far as this game go, man, Dalvin Cook has been playing phenomenal the past couple weeks. So you're looking at, Andy Dalton's going to get the return back today. So this should be a different looking Dallas Cowboys offense. But I think the Vikings are a better team overall. If Kirk Cousins can just play smart, hand the ball off to Dalvin Cook, let him do his thing, get some passes out there to Thielen and Jefferson, and then that Vikings defense can do what they do. They will pull out the win today, 26-20 over the Cowboys. Moving on to Lucas Oil Stadium. It's a big game. We got the 7-2 Green Bay Packers coming to town, taking on the 6-3 in Indianapolis Colts. This right here, man, Rivers versus Rodgers, man. Rivers been playing pretty well. The Packers defense ain't really that like great at rushing the passer, so that's going to be a key in that matchup. But then you got, on the other end, you got Rodgers and company. But this Colts defense is going to be tough for Green Bay today. Let's see what kind of blitz packages they putting up, towards Rodgers. But Green Bay has to, keep a lead, with this whole, they have to, they're fighting in this division, man, between them, the Vikings, and the Bears. The Packers are leading the division right now. They got to keep holding that vision, man. So I'm picking the Packers, 30-24 over the Colts. All right, Sunday Night Football. This is a big one, and I hope that this whole PS5, search hunt for the past couple of days, lack of sleep thereof, does not catch up with me for this one, because I need to see this whole game. We are over here in the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, where the 8-1 Kansas City Chiefs looking for revenge as they take on the 6-3 Raiders. We all know a few weeks ago, man, the Raiders beat the Chiefs in an upset, and we were all like buzzing off of that for a minute. But the Raiders defense has been better since they last played the Chiefs. Only thing that's been not really consistent is the passing game of the Raiders, and this is where the Chiefs going to come in, man. Like, you have to score points to beat the Chiefs, man. But in this one, I just think the Chiefs got too much going. Now they're coming in here for revenge, especially after, you hear the reports of Andy Reid saying that, the Raiders, they were like circling the parking lot after they beat them, a couple weeks ago. And, it was just very, tasteful. So I'm picking the Chiefs, man, but it's going to be some points, man. If you're going to pick the over on one of these games, you pick the over on this one. I'm taking the Chiefs 38-31 over the Raiders. Now to close out our week, we have Monday Night Football over at Raymond James Stadium, where we had the 6-3 LA Rams coming in town, take on the 7-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucks need a win today to in hope that the Saints end up losing to the Falcons so they can take the lead in the division. Right now they're looking like a strong wild card here. It looked like, if it ended all today, they'll be going to Philadelphia and play them. But the Rams here, man, look. Aaron Donald. I want to see Jalen Ramsey against, Mike Evans. I think that's going to be a good matchup. But if you're looking at Aaron Donald is going to be in Brady's face, tomorrow night. But you look at, Tampa Bay with this offense, this group of receivers and a Godwin, the Antonio Brown and Mike Evans, the Gronkowski, with their running backs and Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. It's a lot of weapons over there. So it might be a little bit too much for this Rams defense to contend with. So that leads me just to pick the Bucks in this one, 26-20 over the Rams. So that's it, man. These are the picks, man. Let's go back to the rundown. I got Bengals over Washington. I got Saints over Falcons. Steelers over Jaguars. Patriots over Texans. Browns over Eagles. Lions over Panthers, Titans over Ravens. That was my change. Chargers over Jets, Dolphins over Broncos, Vikings over Cowboys, Packers over Colts, Chiefs over Raiders, and Buccaneers over the Rams. And that's it for the picks this week. Let's see how we do, man. I'm trying to get better, man. Last week was another 8-6, man. I'm trying to get like a 10. I mean, let's get to 10 wins, man. All right, man. You know what? NBA, free agency has been on and popping. Heard the rumor, heard what, Gordon Hayward went to, Charlotte. You got Dwight Howard on the move to Philadelphia. You had the trade earlier in the week with Al Horford going to OKC. You got Danny Green coming to Philadelphia. You got Dennis Schroeder going to LA with Harkins. They're all going to LA. You got Jeff T coming to Boston. You got Christian Thompson coming to Boston. You still got the rumors about James Harden. Was he going to get traded to Brooklyn or not, or is he going to stay in Houston? It's a lot going on. We just had the draft on Wednesday, which was kind of odd having a draft in November, but we're in a different time, man, with this COVID-19 stuff. So speaking of that, man, make sure you guys stay safe out there, man. Mask up, wash your hands, and all that good stuff. Take your precautions, man, and just get through it, man. But that's it for me today, guys. Man, it's 12 o'clock, man. We got an hour until kickoff, so I'm gonna go get myself ready and get prepared to watch these games today. So until next week, man, y'all be good, man. Hopefully by next Sunday, I have my PlayStation. I'll let you guys know how what I really think about it. So, man, until next week, man, you know what? I should be back on Thursday to do my annual Thanksgiving special. I almost forgot it's Thanksgiving on Thursday. So, I'm going to try to get back with you guys on Thursday to do my annual, Thanksgiving special episode. I'll break down all three games we're going to have on Thursday, and we'll take it on from then. So, until then, man, y'all be safe. Y'all be great. Y'all be blessed. Until then, man, it's your boy, and I'm out. Peace.